Sweet it is. Welcome again to the Garage, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. Pete's here, Gary's here, and you're here. Thank you for joining us with the best wishes of Rossdale Homes. How many people are putting up... Have you noticed? Putting up their prices just because they can. And why is the ACCC helpless to do anything about it? More later. But first, a little humour. Now, I don't really consider myself good at telling jokes.
You are very funny, Jeremy.
No. Well, I'm not. No, I usually tell the punchline first, which ruins everything. But I did hear this, and I want to try and do it for you as best I can remember it. God looked down on the earth, and he saw a lot of sinning, a lot of bad behaviour. And he didn't like what he saw. So he sent down an angel to have a closer look. The angel came down and saw that 95% of the population was behaving badly. So the angel came back and reported to God, who decided, look, just to be on the safe side, just to be sure, I will send another angel down to double check. That angel came back, verified exactly what the first angel had said. 95% of the population of this planet was behaving badly. Only 5% were being good and godly. God was most unhappy, most distressed, most disappointed. But he decided that what he would do would be to send an email. A heavenly email to every one of the 5% who were behaving well and being godly, to thank them and encourage them. Do you know what God said in that email, Pete?
No, but I'm curious.
You got me?
No, I didn't get one either. Do you like that? Anyway, I liked it. Rossdale Homes, a fine South Australian family-owned company, famous for its absolute fixed price guarantee. You get no nasty surprises. Who wants a nasty surprise? Whether you're a first home builder or a seasoned property developer, no one likes extra scary costs. Their slogan is, and has been for years, Rossdale Homes, when trust is a must. Remember, with their fixed price contracts, only you can change the price. For peace of mind and great quality, rossdalehomes.com.au. Have a look. I do want to address this extraordinary voter turnout for the Aboriginal vote to State Parliament, or voice to State Parliament, which produced almost no votes, Aboriginal votes, and in some cases, just exactly that. No votes. How could that happen? I mean, is this legal? Now, I'm not sure what law that might break, apart from the law of common sense and common decency. It is a joke, a sick, pathetic joke. And our Attorney General, for him to say, oh, they'll get the hang of it. Aboriginals, I mean, that's beyond belief. How condescending, how stupid. Does it occur to you, sir, that Aboriginals, along with the rest of the community, couldn't give a stuff about your ideological voice to Parliament? There are 30,000 Aboriginals in South Australia. So it means that much less than 10% bothered to vote. That's, say, 2,300 people out of 30,000. If they are not interested, why, sir, are you? Why? What's going on here? Anyway, I've got to thank Richard Fryer for this. He sent this to me a while ago. I can't remember. I think I might have done it on the Friday show around the dining room table, jeremycordeaux.com. But he watches the show, The Court of Public Opinion, from the garage, and on the subject of the voice, he sent it to me when the thing was up for federal for the referendum. And Richard says, we have voices. Many voices, in fact. Too many voices. Now listen to this. I got this right. 3,278 Aboriginal corporations, 243 native title bodies, 48 land councils, 35 regional Aboriginal councils, 122 Aboriginal agencies, 3 advisory bodies, 145 designated exclusive health organisations, 11 Aboriginal federal members of Parliament, 12 culturally important Aboriginal days in the year. Now, Richard, did you include in all of that the fact that we now have an Aboriginal diplomatic corps? I never knew we had that. It's amazing. Maybe the government doesn't even know we have an Aboriginal diplomatic corps. Amazing. Taxpayers give $50 billion annually to 984,000 people who claim Aboriginality. That's 3.8% of the population. Expenditure per person in 2013 was around, in round figures, $50,000 on each and every Aboriginal man, woman and child, compared to $20,000 on other Australians. That's a ratio, if you're statistically minded, of 2.8 to 1. That's discrimination. Australian taxpayers spent at least $100 million a day on direct support for Aboriginal people every year. Or 39.5 billion on direct government expenditure every single year. Thank you, Richard. And I agree with you. We don't need a voice. We need an audit of this industry and bureaucracy that administers it. Oh, speaking of the ridiculous, the NDIS, which has just been told to cut back on expenses, has decided to employ another 2,000 people. Nice work, fellas. Did you really think no one would notice? $50 billion this financial year. This disgraceful waste of public money is like the Aboriginal industry. Only a fraction of the money gets to the people who need it. It goes to the people who wrought it. Where, again I say to you, is the media? I'm not sure whether you're aware of the federal government's grant system while we're talking about the insane. It's interesting if you want to Google it and have a little look, as I did. See how it works and where the money goes. Financial payouts, which are made each and every year, $38.5 billion each year, and if you include the state governments in this, it is $125 billion a year. Now, these grants could be described as pork barrelling, or it could be political patronage, money for mates, perhaps corruption. But ultimately, it is our money. And the number of woke, irrelevant causes is truly amazing. Let me give you some examples, and please don't laugh. I might tell you too that this is only one section, and there are 30 sections, believe it or not. All right, here we go. Decolonizing breastfeeding. How the hell would you do that? Decolonizing breastfeeding. $1.1 million allocated for a study on decolonizing lactation care among First Nation women. Anti-racist dentistry. $900,000 to a project titled The Mouth as an Expression of Racial Injustice. No, I didn't make this up. This is true. Subverting tea towels. No, I'm serious. $317,000 of our money was given to an artist to study and negotiate souvenir tea towels to address racial stereotyping. It is out of control. How about this one? Drag queen shows funding directed towards a drag show for scientists. Couldn't they organise their own? Over $400,000 was allocated for research into the relationship between popular music and policing in Australia. Nearly $500,000 was awarded for a project that attempts to disprove the protectionist myth that Australia is an island continent girt by sea. I'm not kidding, Pete. That's true. This is a Labor government decision, that one. How about a project to identify gender bias in English language translations of ancient Greek tragedies? $460,000 somebody got for that one. How about $100 million to community sport infrastructure grants, distributed even though the Auditor General found bias towards marginal and target seats rather than merit? Is that called pork barrelling or what? Now that was a coalition government that did that one. A $660 million car park program, heavily criticised for targeting coalition-held seats in the lead-up to a federal election, and that was decided the day before the election was called. No proper planning or consultation. Channeling funds overwhelmingly into coalition-held seats. Now, I don't know, people go to jail for stuff like that, don't they?
Not anymore, apparently.
Apparently not. Extraordinary. Now, I'm sure you might remember the 1994 Sports Rorts affair with the then Minister for Sport, one Ros Kelly, who was accused of using a large whiteboard in her office to track and decide the allocation of millions of dollars in community sports grants, leading to allegations of political favouritism and pork barrelling and lack of accountability. This was the Keating Labor government at work. Oh, well, they just tough it out, don't they? And the media doesn't go hard. The coalition, of course, has done much the same. 2019, I think it was, let me think, Bridget McKenzie allocated millions using a colour-coded spreadsheet. Oh dear, there's more, hang on, not finished yet. COVID-19 stimulus, approximately $40 million in COVID-19 relief funds paid to people who were dead. $10 million paid for a government website designed to compare grocery prices, which failed to work as intended and was shut down. Where did the money go? Can't you get it back? $125,000 of expenditure for a diplomatic trip to Kangaroo Island, which included the Minister and 7 staff members. What in God's name would you do on Kangaroo Island? A diplomatic mission to Kangaroo Island. $560 million in major and local community infrastructure funding handed out to people who were invited to apply for it. No transparency or accountability, just come and get it. My God, and they say that, you know, they're doing a budget and they're putting it together and they're going to hurt us. I don't know. I don't know what we can do about this, but it's totally disreputable and disgraceful and ubiquitous. They all do it. The various governments and oppositions and media, you're all in it together, aren't you? Every time one of these grants is given, handed out, the hard-working men and women of Australia, the taxpayers, are being swindled and disrespected. I'm going to get some of this stuff to Pauline Hanson. If she doesn't know about it already, she probably does. She might be able to do something. But will the media cover it? I don't know. And just quickly, because I mentioned it at the beginning of the programme, from the things you didn't know department, not to say petrol stations and petrol companies are gouging, perhaps it's just simple opportunism. Did you know that the ACCC has no authority to stop a merchant charging whatever he likes for his product or service? Gouging is not illegal. Look at all the telcos, Telstra, Optus. They both come out, put their prices up, the rest will follow. How does the cost of fuel affect the cost of a phone plan? All over the place we'll see this. People, merchants, putting their prices up just because they can, which of course is inflationary. Now here's the question. For ages, the ACCC has been asking the government to be given the powers that it needs. Why is this government dragging the chain? Do it, and do it today. Do it today. What's the problem? Happy birthday if you're having a birthday. Don't forget our live streaming show tomorrow around the dining room table. JeremyCordeaux.com. Interesting guests, lots of fun. We are going to behave badly. Well, we actually do, don't we? Yeah, we do. Yeah. April the 9th. Oh, it's Caroline's birthday. Beloved wife's birthday. There you go. Happy birthday, my darling. 2005, His Royal Highness Charles, Prince of Wales, marries Camilla Parker Bowles. 2005. Well, my Queen, it took him a while, but he did get there. He did get there. 2005. Winston Churchill becomes the first honorary US citizen in 1963. On this day, good old Sir Winston. Bob Hope's first ever television appearance on this day in 1950. He was an amazing man. I liked him immensely. We used to talk quite often. Whenever he came to Australia, and he wouldn't mind taking a phone call from time to time, he and Bob Hope were wonderful guests to have on a show. 1966, Italian actress Sofia Loren, 31, remarries Italian film producer Carlo Ponti. He was 65. In Paris, France, on this day in 1966, the funeral of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, at Westminster Abbey, UK. More than 1 million people lined the streets for that wonderful lady's funeral. 2002. What a wonderful example of how a royal should and could behave. NASA names the first 7 astronauts for Project Mercury. I can't even remember Project Mercury. 1959 was the year. Wolves have returned to the Netherlands after a 140-year span. They've been away for I wonder where they went. 140 years. The Netherlands. Wolves are back. If you haven't heard, 2019 they came back. 1967, the first Boeing 737, a 100 series, makes its maiden flight. 1969, the first Concorde 002. Concorde 002 takes off. 1969. Maria Louise van Hassel. No, let me do that again. Maria Louise van Hessen-Kassel, Princess of Orange, an ancestor of all currently reigning monarchs in Europe, dies at the age of 77. She was both well-connected and busy. Whoa, 1765. The first public art exhibition at the Paris Royal in Paris, 1667. The artists don't get a mention. The TV show Dallas announces that it will revive killed Bobby Ewing. Is that the way you say it?
Ewing, yes.
Ewing. I never watched it. I don't know the character. 1986. Maria Croft, Canadian puppeteer and television producer, with his brother, or Marty Croft it is, with his brother Sid, Puff and Stuff, Land of the Lost, Sigmund and the Mountain Monsters, Donnie and Marie, born in Montreal, Quebec. He died in 2023, but born 1937 on this day. And one more, perhaps 2 more. Have I got time? Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, and consort to Great Britain's Queen Elizabeth, dies at the age of 99. He was another example of, how to behave badly discreetly.
He was very good at it.
He was very good at it.
Absolutely.
No one blew the whistle on Prince Philip. 2021 he died. And this one, German banking regulator Hans Luther is shot and suffers a shoulder wound at Potsdam, Germany, train station, shot by an assailant who disliked his monetary or fiscal policies. Well, the Germans always did know how to handle their problems. That was in 1932. They didn't like what he was doing, so they went out there and shot him. Okay, thank you so much for being with us. And we thank our sponsors, Rossdale Homes. We'll see you tomorrow. Around the dining room table, 0491 65 68 60. Lots of guests and stuff that will interest you, I hope. 3 hours live streaming. Thank you for viewing the Court of Public Opinion from the Garage. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. Believe in yourself, and goodbye for now.